Van could go back to the Khalid. Okay, I joke about that. If Van goes back to Khalid, I want to see him rotate even harder, right? The expanding rivers allow that to happen. We want to see a lot more rotation. So if the likes of Team Flash want to go for the for the side lanes, they can go for it.
Going to the draft, kind of looks similar to what we are used to in the previous 3 games. You got the Juicin, CC, and Yishun Shin getting banned out. But aside of Flash, for Evo though, taking out the Lancelot as well as the Fredrin, a little bit of a respect right there. They could look to ban out the Alice away from Bear like they did in game number 2, or
take it for themselves.
Take it for themselves, yeah. Yep. I think Forster got it over because typically the first pick blue is more or less going to be the Gato.
All right.
Oh, that's Baxia, right?
Yeah, they have
totally slipped my mind.
They have to ban the Baxia. Baxia is so empowered on this particular map. It's really a mistake if you actually leak that over to Team Flash. But now Team Flash, do you go for the Fredrin? Do you go? Oh, sorry, Fredrin got banned. I'm sorry about that. Do you go? You can basically go for the Arlot or Hayabusa once again for the side of Team Flash.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going for back to the Ninja.
Yeah, the Ninja. You've seen how because of the quad shadows, the iframes actually open up a lot of opportunities for you. But something very interesting, right? Like Flash could have gone for a Grok first pick, but they went for a Hayabusa first pick instead.
Yeah, I think they're more comfortable with it. I think that would be the Gacha Gacha. So there's a lot of high aggression, high momentum gameplay that Flash is bringing into the table. Alongside expanding rivers, we know how we love our wings by wings on that far side with the expanding rivers. That's crazy.
Yeah, and now on top of that, you also got a Gacha Gacha that could just fly anywhere to relent in support the AOG. Definitely helps very much. But there's also another interesting thought process from the side of Team Flash, right? Like, if you notice how Hades, how Jay uses the Gato Kasha, bait out all the utilities, and then after that jump away with the AOG. But Team Evo, on the other hand, locks in the R-Lot for themselves.
Yeah, I don't think they're too worried about the jungle. It can be anything they want. I think they should be a bit more worried about how they want to play against Vanix. So Ven's Heroes picks are still wide and open. They could always go for the traditional Granger and a Kimmy combo instead of going for the fighters. I think if they really do want to force a fighter, the Ruby would be the best fighter in this current draft that they have right here. Alongside the Kimmy, at least you have some secondary damage, unlike the Valentina.
Yep, at the very least. Oh, you talk about the Ruby. Nope. Flash SG says nope. Not going to give that over to the son of Van. Van also played the Ruby quite well as well. But something surprises me in MPL Singapore is that you don't really see a lot of Bane Gold Lane as what we saw in other regions as well.
I think it sort of dropped off a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Takes too long to get to your power spikes.
Yes, because
you need
it's
that Holy
so
Crystal.
expensive.
Yeah.
Right? You need a Holy Crystal, after that another Holy Crystal, or maybe another Holy Crystal.
You need Lightning Truncheon, Holy Crystal.
Don't need another Holy Crystal.
Get 6 Holy Crystals without any magic penetration, right?
Yeah, remember that time when Marsha goes around with like how many VODs in her pocket?
Oh, that's the Leslie build too, the ex-Leslie build. Speaking of Leslie though, not a bad idea.
No, that's a bad idea. I'll shut you down right there. But you know what's good idea for the side team? Even this time round, they finally banned the Alice.
So not giving the Bear the satisfaction of having a nice TOR, but then again, they don't really need the Alice around. You have the Lapu Lapu that they can also pick up.
Definitely.
This is not looking too good for the side of Evo though. Like, if Lapu is picked up, they have so much front line. They have a lot of zonal potential.
Yep.
Even if Powerful plays the Grok well, they don't really have that much backline engage, and all the viable assassins are picked up. I say viable because you're safe with the Hayabusa as well.
Right, Cho gets taken away, but it's not the Flash SG.
Unless you want to go Sun, you want to go for the Monkey.
Oh.
And then you play super like Seiji.
I think the only certain player that really play, I think the only one that's playing
Seiji
is literally Seiji, right? I don't think it's like what Ven will play as well. And of course, if you see how Ven plays, he's mostly staying his lane most of the time. So I don't think that's really his kind of hero play style that you want to go for if you want to go for Sun. But Team Evo Aether locks in the Joy once again. There's definitely a bit of a synergy coming in from the side of Team Evo. There's a Tectonic Charge into a Final Slash into a Joy Ultimate.
They're holding on to that last pick in the gold lane. And I think for the side of Evo,
Moskov
kind of works for them.
Yeah.
No, for Flash though, I think Moskov worked well.
Moskov looks really good right there. You got more mobility to roam around the map. You got more globals. Or you can always go back into the Harif as well
Harif,
because
yeah.
of the Lapu
Harif,
Lapu
Lapu,
potential
oh,
pick.
man.
Bravest Warrior stuns everybody up. Lapu Lapu, the...
Is this the same draft that they had in game number 3? It kind of looks very similar, but just in without the Kimmy, and they swapped it in for the Farsa. This Esmeralda. Okay, so to deal with the Harith, they draw in the Esmeralda.
Oh, okay, this changes things.
In the EXP lane.
No, you bring it...
Wait a second.
No,
Okay.
You bring it
This
to
is what I
goal lane.
thought.
You bring it to a goal lane, and all of a sudden, Vanix, as this Harif gets slightly diminished just a little bit. And not only just that, right? Your Lapu Lapu also generates shoots as well. So that's basically a bit of a crazy thing for the side of Esmeralda. And don't forget, a lot of people actually, some players actually underestimate the amount of damage that Esmeralda can do. And also the fact that they forgot that sometimes, especially in the heat of battle, Esmeralda ignores shields, right? As long as your HP bar goes to 0, even though you have a lot of shields, the Esmeralda takes you down.
Yeah, but it's it's all theory. It's all down to execution right now. I think the Esmeralda kind of works well against Harith. I was talking about that matchup in the regular season, but I don't think in this state of the game, there's way too many crowd control abilities that Flash is bringing out. And typically, when you have the Esmeralda, you want to Purify to be able to get out of harm's way, to be able to lock down your S1, S2 combos to soak up all that shields. But hey, this is potentially the last game for Flash SG and Evil as the heroes go up against the villains. Flash SG, one more game away, and they're a one-way ticket all into the grand final, securing that top 2 spot.
Yep, we talk about the early game first. Don't forget it's expanding rivers. Courtesy is gonna rotate crazily, and away he goes. He's already wave clear all that with help of Jay's concussive blast. He's ready to gank.
You talking about yourself?
Nope, Jay.
Yeah, I'm just joshing. But hey, come to think of it, I think the Esmeralda kind of works out well here.
It does.
Hades doing a lot of damage right here. Powerful, able to lock them down to the wall. But here comes Hades. Bear will secure first blood over to Powerful and able to walk away from that one.
Sorry, I just made monkey noises right there because you can see how Hades is just literally balancing so well on the Hayabusa. But apart from that, all right, I really love what I'm seeing right here for the side of Team Flash. And now they pick up first blood over the side of Bear on the Lapu Lapu, can snowball harder, and now Gear has to play it slightly safer.
I think they give up Powerful's life for that Lethal Wanderer, so Evo still a little bit up ahead in terms of that economy lead. No, Flash is up ahead in terms of the economy lead just because of that kill, but I don't think it will have too much trouble.
Oh!
Hades steals away the purple from underneath the nose of Aether.
Oh, that is not a mistake that you want to make. Aether now stuck one level behind against Hades, and that's a purple buff, right?
Yes. It's big. It's big. Gear, again, taking a lot of damage from Kirtizi. Might not be able to get away from this one, but walks underneath that turret.
Oh, that is gonna hurt Team Evil in the long run right there. Aether, he really needs to try to find the kills right there, but
he doesn't want to commit
though.
He doesn't want to commit though. Gear still low on HP. Turtle already spawned up. That's a further airstrike trying to take down Gear, able to zone themselves back. But it looks like Flash SG has the upper hand in terms of this tortoise.
Yep, definitely, right? And now finally we get to see some form of movements for the side of Ven, right? That's how level 4, more than happy to duke it out of Vanix, and all of a sudden Vanix, playing on the back foot. Flash SG needs a lot more time as compared to the previous game. Aether.
Looking for an angle, looking for an opportunity. That's the Rhythm of Joy already expanded. Hades will take that turtle up. Powerful down low, so is Gear. Will get taken down by Kirtizi. Hades will take care of Powerful, and 2 members fall alongside that turtle.
Oh, really, Team Evil is really spiraling out of control right here. They're trying to control this Dutch roll of a game plan right there, and it all fell apart. The only way Team Evil right now, in order they really want to climb back, is to basically limit Vanix. But Bear, he's out of control. You really got to forfeit the top lane already.
Oh, that's a lockdown. The Feather Airstrike will seal the deal on top of Gear. On the bottom side, though, Ven still not doing too good because you need to be able to get into a close proximity to deal any annoyance to the Harith at all. But Ven is just trying hard to close that gap.
It really doesn't really matter anymore, right? Because, if Ven is going to stick himself all the way down bot, screening against Vanix, yes, that's actually A-okay. But Evil right now has a lot of problem up top in the EXP lane. Flash, on the other hand, knowing that they have a lot of advantage on the EXP lane, knowing that Vanix not going to have a good time down bot, ignores Vanix, leave him to his own devices. It's okay as long as he doesn't die, he doesn't overextend, and we basically output the damage mostly up top, forcing Gear in a very awkward position.
That is just reconnaissance duty that Powerful is on, but Jay's right there as well. I don't know who collected the gold crab, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It's Flash, 2,400 gold lead on top of Evil. 30 seconds until the turtle spawns up. Aether, it's a 1-1-1 fight. I don't think Hades is able to take this one, but Powerful in a spot of bother right there. Trap between rock and hard place. Nice Tectonic charge into the traction pulse, but not enough. Powerful Wolf 4 once again. 5 kills in total for Flash SG. Evil, this is not the start that they wanted.
Team Evil is literally losing a lot of control right there. Yes, Ven was able to do a decent amount of chunk of damage against Vanix, but I feel like Team Evil really need to start to play around Ven right now and, probably win through gold lane.
Turtle will get blitzed down by Flash SG. It doesn't look like Evil will try to find a way to contest this one at all, but the zoning is coming through. Here not having a good start, it's 0-2-0, and Powerful just stepping a little bit too close for comfort. Flash SG just punishing him for being too close.
And now, if you take a look, right, Ven, you can use the Falling Stomach and land onto Vanix, but Vanix could easily just dodge away and hopefully try to outpoke, right, but it really doesn't really matter anymore.
It's a fast rotation with the expanding rivers. They make a way down to the bottom side. Ven able to use that flicker to get out of the way safe, but look at that speed, look at the power. As Bear using the Bravest Fighter just to push them back. They're maximizing their farm. They're pushing them away from all these neutral objectives. The Fair Airstrike will be used up on the bottom side. Ven needs to weave and bob out of the way. Able to get out safe. But look at the mid side. Aether jumping in. But the damage is not enough. And Flash SG is still alive. They threw everything.
Yeah, Team Evil right now, I think they're definitely going to need a plan B or plan C right now. They probably have to play around the macro game right now, but if you note how Team Flash is actually playing, Traction Pulse landing, takes down the bottom lane turret, and they're out of there. Team Evil's just letting Team Flash getting away with all this
mid-side, Shadow Kill! We'll take down Gear, and Flash SG, perfect game, 6-0, 3,500 gold lead in the 6-minute mark.
It's a massacre,
Evil just struggling to find their footing.
It's a massacre. And it's not going in the favor for the side of Team Evil. Bravest Warrior already committed, or try to catch onto Aether, but that's mostly Team Evil doing damage control, right? They're not ready yet for any form of fights.
The 6 minutes in, the Glowing Wand just bought by Sayla. That's how far behind the mid lane is. Curtizi just easily going from that top side down to the bottom side. The
expanding
river acts like a PIE, just taking you from the east to the west super fast.
Yeah. And now, Team Flash, knowing that once they identify that they have a lead, they're definitely going to take full advantage out of that. But this time around, Team Evil, they're the one that's playing on the back foot. I want to see Ven, doing some movements. There you go. You can see him around the mid lane part. And now we're looking at 5v5 right here. This is going to be a very important fight for Team Evil.
Slowing things down. Turtle gets a reset. They're looking the bottom side. They know where Gear is for Airstrike to throw everyone away. The Tectonic charge into the flicker. They finally manage to find Curtizi. Both goes down. No more Curtizi and Vanix. No more damage for the side of Flash SG. But they're keeping it strong. It's Bear against the world. But here comes Hades as well. They're taking in one. Gear falls. Next is Powerful. And Hades, that's a double kill.
Look at Van actually holding down the fort just a little bit. He's actually... Hopefully, if he stays on just a little bit longer, maybe he can actually finish that one.
It's a good try. It's a good try, but Curtizi is already back in action. He's using wings by wings. At the bottom line, though, there's a turtle secured by Aether. Saving grace for Evil.
Yeah, that's actually very good for the side Team Evil, right? Earlier just now, they're actually 4K behind, and now, take a look, they managed to salvage out some form of gold, and that's because Van starts to join the fight. If you notice how Van is actually also able to face tank against what Flash SG wants to do, and like what I mentioned, I think really they need to pull Team Evil together. They need that magic happening. They need the Avada Kedavra against Flash SG.
I think Evil is just very counter-reactive to how Flash SG wants to play, and I think it's to their modus operandi. Let's look at the itemizations to see how far behind Evil actually is.
I feel like it's more like how ahead Team Flash is, right? The Glowing One already secured by our side Flash SG, and
there's
of course,
reliable damage from the Harith alone.
Yeah, and Vanix also as well. Better Heavens and also Stallium Scythe is already outputted the damage that's required, and Aether I think definitely need that blood, more items. Going for the Holy Crystal instead of the Blood Wings, even though she's slightly behind.
Evo doesn't want to make a move, doesn't want to make a sound. Traction Pulse will be committed, but just goes wide. I think Evo's just struggling. They're trying to find any loose grabs that they're trying to pick up. On the bottom side, they take down that T1, but damage is done. That's 25,000 gold lead. Mid-air strike, the Shadow Kill takes out Aether.
Ooh, that's not really good for the side of Team Evo, and now there's a fight.
Down the mid, you can have the Feather Airstrike trying to push Evo all the way back. Hades trying to look for an angle. AOG will block up all escape routes. Down goes Powerful. Sailor's next to fall. Bear will pick that one up. Gear is next to fall as well. No
Not
escape. That's 4 members on the side of Evo. The Flash SG is cleared up.
Man, Ven was trying so hard to basically pull Team Evo together. However, Flash SG was so far ahead. And even though Venix went down, it doesn't really matter because Bear is also able to output the damage. Hades as well. You know, taking down Aether earlier just now, all of a sudden Team Evo doesn't really have enough damage to continue the fight.
A bitter end. Is Evo trying to claw their way back up, tooth and nail. The Lord already spawned up. Evo cannot contest for this one. They're just way too far behind. Hades and Jay, look at Hades, 7-0-1 on this Hayabusa. And just one strike.
Okay.
Holding just a lot of damage coming in.
Secure by the side of Aether. Ven coming in for the flank though.
They're coming in with Tectonic Charge. Hades will secure that Lord. The Powerful, it's way too deep in. Huge committal, taking up that kill. Vanix will sweep that one up in the back line. You got Ven taking a little bit too much as well. Feather Airstrike will try to zone him all the way back in. Bear will try to secure that kill. Gets a killing spree. It's 2 members fall once again. Flash SG just pummeling them and walking all over.
It is so hard to watch if you're side Team Evil, but Team Flash on the other hand, they reign triumph, literally dancing on Team Evil's bodies right there, right? Ven, that was a very good falling stamina onto 2 to 3 members. However, not enough follow-up. Aether's already down earlier just now, and don't forget, it is just Vanix. You see how Team Flash basically juggle around this team fight. It's actually really beautiful, right? Vanix is, when they see Ven there, Vanix doesn't join the fight. Leave it to Bear to basically slice and dice against Ven.
I think this skirmish as well, I think if the Lord even marches down into the T3s, Flash SG has everything in their power to push Evo back. You have the Feather Airstrike, they have Hades who's able to get in and out. He's already. Oh, that's the Queen's Wings.
Queen's Wings, sorry.
For Bear. So he's able to get in, try to control a 1v5 battle.
Yeah, I think he can 1v5 everybody, but Ben, if you notice, as an Esmeralda, he's able to 1v3 to basically hold down Flash SG just a little bit to buy some more time. But right now, Sailor needs to step up just a little bit more, stepping forward and also output the damage. We also need to see Aether, right, outputting the damage, busting down Vanix or even Cortese, and then get away.
Evo's holding on to thin ice. They're playing defense, but you need to understand where Flash SG is moving. But then again, every single one of the minions and creeps, they're being blocked and blockaded by Flash SG. So Evo, there's nothing they can do to maximize and optimize their speed.
Yeah, and if you notice how Team Evo is actually building quite a few oracles for themselves. Core items for the side of Gear and also Ven. But, you know, as the far side for the side of Cortese, he's more than ready. He bum rushed the Divine Glaive right off the bat and now should be going into a Lightning Truncheon as well to just output more bursts. But don't forget, Flash SG, look at Bear's items. Also ready to fight. Oracle for himself, Queen's Wing as well, and also the War Axe. As long as he slice and dice and everybody's stuck in one club, he's healing everything back up.
Yeah, Ben's on reconnaissance duty, trying to find a little bit more information onto where every one of the members is. Evo needs to find a way to break down and take Vanix down. But then again, they don't know where Hades is.
I like how
he's just sitting.
Okay, conceal plate. Bear stepping forward.
On the backside, you got a Shadow onto Gear. There's a Shadow kill already initiated. Gear goes down, and it's 4 members back on that defense. For the airstrike will be enough. The Tectonic Charge, good read by Cortese to get out of the way. The Ven already committed everything, and Hades will take full control of that one. One falls after another. Ven next to fall. That's a flicker already committed as well. 3 members fall. That's Flash SG. They're going to cycle it down. They're going to use these minions. They're going to push it in.
And they're going to go all the way in towards the mid. They're going to force it. And they crack open mid. And now with Bob, the only siege minion for the side, Team Flash and Evo still struggling to come back for the defense.
Here comes up with the throne. It's being targeted. They don't really have a lot of minions, though. They are getting pushed back. They are able to survive this one. Evo lives to fight the tail another day.
Man, that was so close for the side of Team Flash to be able to end that game earlier just now. At the very least this time around, Team Flash more disciplined. They identified they don't have the minutes and they pulled back. So good call for the side of Team Flash, but Team Evil, they need to find a solution.
There's nothing ventured, nothing gained, but Flash SG, they're way too up ahead in terms of everything. Hades already 8-0-6. He's legendary at this point. He's always finding the right angles, right flanks. He's just throwing everything onto Gear, making Gear just being a non-factor in this game. 1-7-2 on this Arlott, definitely not feeling good this time around.
Yeah. And remember, we talk about how, Papa Bear or Bear Cup. This is definitely Papa Bear right there. Gear, on the other hand, is a small Gear, not a big Gear.
Yeah, difficult to take down this Lapu as well.
Yeah. The Lapu Lapu has scaled uncontrollably. You give him 1 kill, 2 kills in the early game, it's just gonna escalate out of control. And don't forget, right now, if you notice how Flash SG sends the right member to deal with Ven, Ven was the only threat for the side of Flash, but if Ven actually gets isolated by the side of Team Flash, Team Evil, the whole roster will crumble.
Yeah, Lord marching in from the mid side, concealed play by Jay, trying to find any target whatsoever. That's a shadow kill, but will get sniped down by the mystical fire from the sky. Curtiz will take it out with the Feather Airstrike. The Demon Force will come into play. There's a turret being popped off. Gear falls as well. There's 2, but now the throne will send Flash a one-way ticket to the Grand Finals.
Team Flash locking their slot for the Grand Finals already, as what Churros had mentioned. A bit of a rough start in the regular season, and they're finally here. For the side of Team Evil, though, they have to go and smell a little bit more flowers.
Man, I was expecting it to go the mile. It's only maybe 3/4 of a mile. Maybe not even 3/4 of a mile that we've seen. But hey, it's not over for Evil. They
Definitely
still have a
not
chance
Evil.
for redemption. They still have a chance to claw their way back up onto this. Tomorrow morning, they will be facing Kingdom Esports.
Yeah, but this is not a very good sign, right? We hype up Team Evil so much during the regular season, and then after that, when it comes to the playoffs, when this kind of performance happened and you start to question, maybe they could have forced Ven a little bit too much. He's clearly uncomfortable playing as a fighter gold laner. If you notice, even during the regular season, there are times when he was able to get away with this because, Aether's having a good game. But if Aether's not having a good game, the whole game plan of Team Evil just crumbles to nothingness.
Yeah, this was just a very dominant performance by Flash. I think, just to say the least, Evil really cooked way too much. I think it just smelled burnt out of the oven coming into this game. And it works well on textbook, and we will always see like Esmeralda being a direct counter onto the Harith.
Yep.
But in the end of the day, look how things played out. Execution from Vanix, he knows how to play around this Esmeralda. He knows how to jump around this little dancing fairy of a thing, but it all boils down to Hades on the Hayabusa, the Lord of the Underworld himself really showing up the entirety of the series.
Yeah, it's just, he's getting this MVP back-to-back, right? Game number 3, he was an MVP. Even on Hayabusa, he knows the limits of this Hayabusa, and he's played it to a certain T. Even securing the C helmet for himself, because, you gotta have to counteract the healing and the shields generated by the Arlott, the Joy, and even the Esmeralda.
Yeah, taking a look at emblems, it really just doesn't tell the whole story. Evil fought tooth and nail. Look at the amount of deaths that Gear has gotten over the entirety of this game. There's 8 deaths over on this Arlott. 23-3 is the scoreline. Flash SG.
That's a 20 kill deficit, mind you.
Just focusing fire and making Gear just unable to play this game at all.
Yeah, like there's no way, there's no room for maneuverability, right? Remember just now there's a few opportunities where Team Evil could have pivoted to another game plan, right? Maybe focus more on the Ven. Ven is actually having a great game, mind you, as long as, he target on the right people, namely Vanix, namely Curtizi. But Curtizi can always fly away with the wing by wings. That's when, the rest of the members from the side of Team Evil, for example, Gear or even Powerful, need to find the lockdown onto Curtizi. But when the games gets even longer, especially right now towards the later parts of the game, Vanix also output a lot of damage, right? Like, look, he has his Holy Crystal already has his Feather Heavens, goes for the Divine Glaive as well. It's just almost game over, right? And by the time when, Ven is coming online, Curtizi could just slap because he secured the Divine Glaive, and also even with the Genius one as well, so just penetrate through all the magic resist that Ven was able to secure for himself.
It's what a play that Flash has done up. I think this was just the perfect layering of crowd controls, perfect layering of damages that Vanix, Cortese, and Jay has brought onto the table that enabled Bear and Hades to just charge through onto the back line and take everyone of Evil out of the way.
And you're expecting, Team Evil to basically tortoise up, right? Hiding in its shell to really wait for Ven to come online, and maybe it's perhaps Sailor to come online, but it is just very difficult for them to really return to this one, especially when Flash SG just escalate out of control.
Yeah, I do want to point out something. I think Aether on this Joy just really doesn't provide a lot of value for Evil. I know it's a very tough pill to swallow, and it's tough to say as well, but the Joy just doesn't really provide too much in the lineup against Flash SG. They tried it twice, it didn't work out.
Yeah, and don't forget, it's just, Aether losing that purple buff at the start of the game, and then after that, it is just, Hades just escalates out of control, right? Like that one, remember when I was talking about that one, when his purple buff gets sniped,